Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football dropping vlogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments,
5 minutes with the G,
the Straight Shootin View,
coaching with JBK. We produce, record and edit video content
and audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Verbal, Podomatic,
Anchor,
Spotify
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook
and www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now. I can see you now and then. I can see you now.
Welcome to
the Straight Shootin View.
Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Straight Shootin LJA and welcome to another episode of the Straight Shootin View. Now, you can see the three lions adorn my chest right now. And you know what? Yes, this is an England away shirt that I've got on. But that's where I'm going to kind of stay. England home and England away. Because Channel 4 have recently won the rights to show European qualifiers, England's European qualifiers, Nations League games, and international friendlies. Now, I personally absolutely love this, and for a number of reasons. I love this for a number of reasons, mainly because Channel 4 have a really good history, sporting-wise. With the Paralympics, they've done very well with the coverage of that over the years, but also as well in terms of football. Because those of you who are my age will have grown up with Football Italia. Galazzo, the Football Italia years. Really good documentary produced by BT Sport that looks back on the Football Italia years. And you know what? Football Italia was amazing back in the mid-90s with Ronaldo. Not Cristiano, R9, Roberto Baggio, Ivan Zamorano, Marcelo Salas, Luis Oliveira, Gabriel Batistuta, Angelo Peruzzi. It's one of them ones. You look at Zidane, Thuram, Trezeguet. So many absolutely amazing players that we saw during those Football Italia years. And Channel 4, I mean, on a Saturday morning, Football Italia was just absolutely brilliant. And shout out to James Richardson, by the way, because his charisma really made that show. It really did. Even though he wasn't the original host, it was supposed to be Gazzo. It was one of them, as we saw in that documentary. It's one of them where we saw Italian football's kind of golden age at that point. Paolo Maldini, one of the greatest left backs, one of the greatest defenders, one of the greatest captains we've ever seen in the game. We saw him on Football Italia. Alessandro Del Piero. So many other players. And it's one of them where it's like, we saw that on a Saturday morning in highlight form, but then also on Sundays we got Italian football on Channel 4 with commentators like Peter Brackley. So it's one of them ones where it's like, it was so good because a lot of us were starved. If you didn't have Sky Sports, you were SOL in terms of watching English football, apart from Match of the Day. And Match of the Day was quality in the 90s with Des Lynam as the host, then Gary Lineker. But nothing compared to Football Italia. Football Italia was quality on a Saturday morning. I used to love that. Before I got into wrestling, and watching SmackDown on a Saturday morning, it was one of them ones where I used to watch Football Italia. I just reeled off a bunch of the old school names. I used to love that show. And to get to watch Italian football on a Sunday as well was just brilliant. And I said, I just have the memories of James Richardson reading Corriere del Sera, that newspaper, all the time. And it was such a good magazine program, and Channel 4 promoted it. They produced it so well. They produced their content so well at that time. And I said, those of us who couldn't afford Sky Sports, football was behind the paywall at that time. And it was good to have that. And I grew up, I said, with Football Italia on Channel 4, And then when Channel 5 came into the picture in 97 and they were showing Cup Winners' Cup games, watching games like Liverpool against Brøndby, Liverpool against Strasbourg, Liverpool against Paris Saint-Germain, where that was the first time I'd seen us come back from 3-0 down to level it up at 3-0 in Europe. We saw Chelsea v Tromsø. We saw UEFA Cup games on the BBC like Newcastle against Metz or Newcastle against Ferencváros in the UEFA Cup. And then we saw the Champions League on ITV. We were seeing Newcastle in the Champions League. We were seeing Man United doing what they were doing in the Champions League. And we got to see Glasgow Rangers with Gascoigne in the Champions League as well, and as well as Blackburn Rovers at that time. So there was such a plethora of really quality football on free-to-air. But then the domestic stuff we didn't get to see. So Channel 4 were very much a game changer when they had Football Italia. And it was one of them where it was absolutely brilliant. And I think football on free-to-air is so important, not just for the men's game, but also for the women's game. Because you look at the Olympics, like the 2012 Olympics in London, and how much of a positive impact that it made on women's football. The spike in the surge in numbers was just amazing for women's football. And that may not have happened if that was behind the paywall. You may not have seen such a spike in viewership of women's football and Team GB especially if it had been behind the paywall of Sky Sports or BT Sport. And at the end of the day, it's like, as long as Channel 4 get it right, I think they have got a ratings winner with England matches. Because look at how the nation gets behind the country. Look at Euro 96 when it was hosted here. Look at the 2020 World Cup that was done in 2021, obviously due to COVID. Look at how us England fans get behind the nation. Yes, you got the morons racially abusing people. I'm not discussing that right now. I've already discussed that on previous Straight Shootin View episodes. But if Channel 4 can get their commentary right, no Sam Matterface. If they can get the commentary right and really get the production right, like BT Sport have, because remember when they were upstarts, if they can get that right, then they've got an absolute winner that they can build other television programs off of. Because you look at it, it can be done wrong and botched, because look at ITV when they had the Premiership. That was an example of how to do it badly. I might even do a Straight Shootin View episode on just that. And poor commentary can drive people away from content. As I mentioned earlier, Sam Matterface. I know I'm not the only one who doesn't really enjoy his commentary and thinks he's abysmal. I know I'm not the only one. So if you get the wrong commentary teams, if you get the wrong production staff, you can botch presentation very easily. But if Channel 4 do it right, then, as I said, they could build ratings of other shows. Like World Championship Wrestling, WCW. They used to do it on TBS, Turner Broadcasting System, with WCW Saturday Night, and later on with Nitro, where if the shows you wanted to build their ratings, you'd put them before and after Nitro. So it'd be one of them ones where you'd put a show because hopefully people would hang around. If they were watching the show before Nitro, they might hang around for 5 minutes and see what's on next and then get hooked. It could happen with casual fans in England matches. They could be watching, say, Hollyoaks, for instance, and then think, oh, there's an England match. Oh, I might check it out. I've got 5-10 minutes spare, and then get hooked. Or someone could be watching an England match and think, yeah, that was enjoyable. I enjoyed watching that. What have they got to offer next? So it's one of them, it can work as a ratings builder as well. So I think it's one of them where if Channel 4 get it right, they can knock it out of the park. And I think all international football should be on free-to-air television. No, Michel Platini, I don't agree with what you wanted to do years ago when you were in charge of UEFA and you were talking about putting football behind a paywall. No. International football, whether it be European Championships, whether it be World Cups, whether it be friendlies, qualifiers, Nations League, that should all be free to air. not behind the paywall. Because you get a lot of casual fans who will watch England matches during a major tournament. And they're the kind of fans, why would you drive them away deliberately by putting it behind a paywall? And remember, the paywall stuff is extortionately priced. So a lot of people can't afford it, especially with the cost of living crisis, where people are having to get rid of Netflix, get rid of Amazon Prime or Disney Plus because they're having to tighten their belts. So it's on them. Putting football on free-to-air television is brilliant. And I love that. And I'm glad Channel 4 have the opportunity to now do it for the next 2 years. Really glad. But you know what? I want to know your views. Comment section is below. What do you think about Channel 4 winning the rights to show England internationals, friendlies, Nation League matches, also European Championship Qualifiers as well? What do you think? Do you think Channel 4 are going to do a good job of it? I think they will. They've got history, they've got pedigree. Yes, it might not have been for a while, but they know they can do it if they get in the right stuff. So it is one of them ones. I think Channel 4 are going to do well with it, and I'm hoping they do well with it, because then it might mean more international football on free-to-air television. So personally, I'm happy with it, but I want to know what you think of it as well. Did you grow up in the Football Italia era? Did you grow up with the UEFA Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup and the Champions League all being on free-to-air television? What do you think about football going behind a paywall? Should it be behind a paywall? Are the prices extortionate? I want to know your views. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website for everything Pitch Talk. You can catch our YouTube videos on there, links to there. You can watch them there. You can also pick up the RSS feed and listen to our podcast on our website as well. We always put links to the website version of our podcast out there. Also youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can see all of our videos, including video versions of Coaching with JBK, the Straight Shootin View, 5 Minutes with the G, our Cup Final videos as well. We're going to be adding more to that soon. And also stuff such as JBK at the Women's FA Cup Final 2021 and so much more content as well. Remember, podcasts, you can catch us Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, GAANA Ghana out in India, TuneIn Radio, Player FM, Spotify. Spotify are now also carrying video versions of our podcast as well. So you can catch them on Spotify if you are on there as well. Join the revolution, share, spread the word. Verbal.com as well, at VURBL, at GetVerbal, VURBL on Twitter. Tweet them, tell them we sent you, because we are verbal ambassadors and proud of that as well. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we're working so hard to create. At Pitch Talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. At Pitch Talk on Instagram as well. You can find us in so many different places. Join the footballing revolution that we are working so hard to create. I have been Straight Shootin LJA, and with the 3 lions on my chest, I say thank you for your time. See you next time, peeps.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution.
Check out the official Pitch Talk website.
www.pitch-talk.com. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football, dropping vlogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments,
5 Minutes with the G,
the Straight Shootin View,
Coaching with JBK. We produce, record and edit video content
and audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Verbal, Podomatic,
Anchor,
Spotify
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook
and www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now.